Howdy there, folks, and welcome back to Running Italy Poorly with Friends. The year is 1903. I'm running the Italian Navy, which has somehow managed to survive this far. I've done it largely thanks to a very high and extremely low doctrine, which would cause Elmo Zumwalt to roll in his grave. Today, we are going to build a variety of vessels as we're starting to get into the proper dreadnought era of things. For people who don't understand what I'm getting to, there's plenty of YouTube content creators that kind of gloss over the basics without you having to learn too much about naval architecture or how ships are made or any of that other stuff. You don't need to learn those things to really understand what people were getting at. Basically, the idea is very simple. You want a lot of people to start using a unified, standardized gun layout. So, one, ranging and bracketing salvos are a lot easier to guess when you don't have 12 different types of guns going off on a ship. And two, centralized fire control. Very, very, very good stuff, where you can take all of the batteries and bring them to bear on a target through a centralized command and control system. You have a fire control director, you have good training to accentuate this, and you understand that all the guns on the ship should be working together to support the defense of the ship. It's that whole naval onion thing, but not as overused. A lot of people use that threat onion very poorly to explain everything they don't understand about naval ship design and warfare. They're like, don't get spotted and don't get hit. And if you get hit, don't let blah, 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 blah. And then it kind of boils over into the world of IT and systems defense and everything else and gets vastly overused. Here's the thing. In this era of naval warfare, there was really not so much a thing as don't get spotted, because the ships burn this thing, this magic funny rock, called coal. And I'm not sure if any of you have ever been around a coal power plant or a fire. You may notice that it's kind of hard to hide the smog. And so in this era, a lot of what you could benefit from is misdirection. You don't want people to know your Navy's moving until it's moved, because these things take a very, very, very long time. And I do mean truly very long time to get underway. Getting a single ship underway can take a bit, but getting a whole fleet underway to stock it with provisions, recall its crew, check everything. I mean, not all of these ships are going to be held at a state of permanent readiness. Not all of these ships are going to be able to be turned on and turned over in a short amount of time. Most of these ships are going to be in fairly low readiness, especially the really fucking big ones, which might get only pulled out now and then as more or less fleet in being. You keep them in the port, you keep them ready enough to where if the enemy tries something, they realize they're going to have to fight their way through a lot of battleships. But most of them are going to spend a lot of their time in port because it is expensive to move them. Let's see. In an international conference, journalists asked about your naval expenditures policy. I'll take a little bit of unrest for a lot of money. Mexico wants to buy more destroyers, which is kind of interesting. Did you know that Mexico was one of the last operators of World War II destroyers, as was Taiwan? Mexico operated, I believe it was a Gearing class destroyer, well until the early 2000s. And believe it or not, the last all-gun cruiser was operated by Peru. But yeah, there's a lot of... ships live a long time. And people may not really understand this, but battleships, dreadnoughts, and their ilk were kind of like the B-52 of their day. These are the strategic weapons of the day. The dreadnought was the nuke of its day. It was the most powerful weapon forged by mankind. So you have some really interesting battleships, dreadnoughts, and heavy cruisers that live on a long, long, long time. Anything that's a capital ship is typically going to live a long life, unless it's in the American or Royal Navies, in which case they get scrapped as soon as they're done. They're just like, you know what? This thing needs to go to market, and we just get rid of it. But the Belgrano was once an American ship. Chile and Peru both operated cast-offs from American and European navies for a very long time. And it's because you can still get good service out of these hulls. They're still very useful in their intended role as, naval presence generating vessels. Long range, reliable, tough. It's kind of what you need. Okay, so right now in the game, I'm doing my best to appease most countries who seem to think I'm all right, except for the United States of America, which seems to not really think much of me at all. So you know what? I'm going to just increase tension. I'll be like, if you want to fight, I'm going to fight. However, I'm just now realizing that oh no, I forgot. All right, I probably shouldn't have antagonized them, but the die is cast. So I only have 2 classes of ships. I have a 948-ish of 950 design ton, pretty all right destroyer. Then I have this austerity battleship, which I probably should have gotten rid of. I probably should have gotten rid of these things. I probably should have never, ever made these things. It says we can't build them anymore because they're obsolete. And it says this is a semi-dreadnought, in which case, fuck you. That's like a clipper bow. This thing looks like the Imperial German Navy's first Bismarck, F-U-R-S-T, Bismarck, if you want to see that. It does not look good. And I don't mean it's a one-to-one comparison, obviously. But yeah, these are older ships. I'm building my last pre-dreadnoughts well into the age of the dreadnought because, I don't know, I thought it was a funny idea. So we're going dead broke until I can finish these battleships, and if America comes over and fights me, at least I'll get an inflated naval budget. But they may kill me. But hey, at least I have Cyprus, and I have Tripoli. And I own, Sudan. I own as well bits of Africa, so I can look forward to having to defend the Red Sea, which is going to be a pain in my ass. Okay, the United States is not happy. Yeah, I'm going to have to defend the Horn of Africa, which is going to be a bastard, because every navy in the world goes through there like a speedway. And they'll just cruise by and be like, sup, and I'll have to fight them. And my naval training is terrible. And yeah, I have a lot of complications here. Being extremely bellicose and belligerent as Italy was probably not the smartest thing I've done, but I'm surprised we made it this far. And for those of you who think that this era of the Mediterranean was calm, you need to actually look up the first Balkan Wars, where all these Balkan states throw off the Ottoman Empire. Hell, Greece had a really good showing versus the Ottoman fleet, including using a heavy cruiser. Well, it was a protected cruiser that is still in service. Well, I shouldn't say in service. I should say it is technically commissioned. Technically commissioned is the term they use when it's a very fancy ship that you keep around because it's historical. But they have a ship that was present at the Battle of Ile. I'm not going to say that right. And it was also present at the final naval battle where they were just kicking the shit out of the Turks. And it's the Georgios Avarov, which was a Pisa-class armored cruiser. And that thing you can still go see. It's pretty badass. And it could do about 20 knots into combat. And it was definitely a product of its time. But the Greeks and the Turks fought several times. I think the last one was 1919 to 1922, which would be the Greco-Turkish War. But yeah, this is pretty fucking bonkers. And you find a lot of really cool ships that kind of fight off the end of their careers over in the Mediterranean, like the former Imperial German ship, Kurfürst Friedrich Wilhelm. That was a German Imperial battleship, and it ended up serving in the Ottoman Empire as the Hayreddin Barbarossa in 1910. And then it was sunk in World War I in 1915. But that was a Brandenburg-class pre-dreadnought battleship. A lot of stuff serves out the end of its career out here in the Mediterranean. As well, the Turks ended up inheriting a battle cruiser and a dreadnought when World War I began, because there was a German fleet that was going along the coast just blowing shit up, and the British fleet was chasing it. And so they ended up porting at a Turkish port and then symbolically selling the vessels to the Turkish Navy, or the Ottoman Navy, I should say. And I believe one of them was the Yavuz-i Selim, which ended up serving in the Turkish Navy well into the 50s. But yeah, these vessels tend to live very long and interesting lives. But yeah, studying naval history is a fun pastime. I've been a historian for a long time. I dabble in naval architecture. Never designed a ship that actually touched water, but I'm fairly competent on the basics of it. I've also studied what we like to call energetic materials, which is bang bang, which I actually do for a living. So it's an interesting crossover. Now let's see. Improve relations. Let's build bigger shipyards. I'm going to build World War II size shipyards early. Because right now, some people would say, Tex, that is just massive overhead and you don't need it. Yes, I do, because everyone is buying my ships. That is what's actually saving my budget right now. Everyone is buying my vessels. Everyone thinks my vessels are really cool. What this means is their own shipyards are really not that great, and they need my help, which is fine. You just gotta basically be everybody's pal. You just have to give everyone a high five. You let people know that, sure, no problem, you can buy ships. Now, I know in a previous episode I showed that ThyssenKrupp Marine Systems will sell you a boat. They're not the only ones. You can go to Lursen, L-U-R-S-S-E-N. They have a website. Lursen Werft. They'll sell you ships. Damen Group will sell you ships. Kership will sell you ships and OPVs. Yeah, you'd be surprised who makes boats and how many boats you can buy. Naval Group France will sell you boats. Navantia will sell you boats. Well, mostly ships, but you get my point. A lot of these people will sell you anything. Anything. So there's a lot of navies out there where you can just walk up to one of these companies and be like, one boat, please. And they'll be like, are you a country? And you kind of have to say yes most of the time. But a lot of shipyards out there are doing fair and open business on the world market. And you can go check out their websites. And it's kind of fun because some of these vessels have brochures like car brochures. And you can just browse through them. ThyssenKrupp, I believe, has about half the manual for the 212 class submarine. I almost said U-boat, but it technically is. And you can go just browse it and see what they offer. A lot of these companies do fairly open and honest business. Relations with the Soviet Union, where an alliance seems possible, but it costs money and unrest. So no, we won't do that. I don't have the excess funds. We're already running at like minus 10% of our funds a month, and we have maybe 12 months of funds. All right, let's see. I'm going to improve relations with France because they're actually a sizable navy. They have 152 ships, and I'd say half from the Mediterranean. The British have 69 ships. Nice. 17 are battleships, which is the problem. The United States, I could probably pick a fight with because while it says they have a very decent navy, it doesn't have the range, and they have no friendly ports over here. So they're going to be outside their action radius. They'll be on low fuel, low coal. They won't be able to do a goddamn thing in my waters. They'll just have to sit back with their hands in their pockets and look very, very sad. Looks like the Chinese admiral just got fired. That'll happen if you run your budget up. What I'm doing is I'm just building excess shipyards so I can use that yard space to be an RSO for other fleets and then build navies for people by contract. Which, well, shit. I guess if I'm the Italians, that would make me Fincantieri, which is the Italian group for that. Now, some people might be saying, Tex, the Italians haven't made good ships. Wrong. They make pretty alright ships, but 90% of the naval surface guns used today is made by a parent company called Leonardo, which owns Augusta Westland helicopters, but also owns Otto Breda. Otto Breda makes the 76mm super rapid, super compact, and the 127mm, and they've made a wide variety of products, but you'll see their autocannons pretty much everywhere. So if people think autocannons and Battletech are not realistic, go look at Otto Breda, and you'll realize if you made them realistic, no one would want to play. It would really, 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 truly be painful. These guns in the 76 mil, I believe with some of their boosted rounds, are easily capable of 30 to 40 clicks of range. In burger units, that's about 24 to 26 miles, roughly. Remember, Americans, if you don't know what a meter is, 1 meter equals 1 M16A4. There you go. You got it. Now you have a frame of reference. Okay, America is really pissed off at us. So I'm going to see if I can't force the American fleet to come over to the Mediterranean and then somehow figure out how to fight them. Now, the only thing that I've got that is probably going to be my secret weapon is I have like 10 of these battleships being made, and they're not really battleships. The hulls that these are built on are like bath toys. They're not going to do well outside of the Mediterranean. They'd probably do fine inside the Mediterranean half the year. Looks like, oh, yeah. Looks like America is not falling for my belligerence right now. And France is, it's on the fence. I'm not sure what France is thinking. And I don't really care. But I'm going to build at least 50 more destroyers. That seems like a good plan. And then 7 months to build 50 more destroyers. Cool. I could probably then get rid of my older destroyers. And I'm going to put these fuckers at Gibraltar to be more or less my gatekeepers here, because I have another holding over in the Eastern Med, over in Cyprus. And so from Cyprus, I have like a goalie for the Suez Canal and the Red Sea. And then over here, I've got my gatekeeper or goalie at Gibraltar. So I have 2 anchored ends of my Mediterranean defense strategy. At that point, all I have to do is be ready to fight all of the nations that occupy the Mediterranean. So I must be ready to fight the Spanish, which they start off fairly weak. The Spanish are a very challenging playthrough because they have global holdings, but not really a global navy. I also have to be ready to fight the French, and at Marseille and Toulon and Nice, they have all of these really good ports in the south of France that can hold a lot of vessels. I have to worry about myself because I'm Italian. I also have to worry about the Austro-Hungarian Empire, which starts off as very weak, but then becomes slowly quite powerful if they can survive. They have very limited ports, and the Adriatic and Ionian Sea is not that big. So they don't have to really build long-range ships. They can just build very heavy ones, though historically that didn't work out for them. See, they built these 4 dreadnoughts, right? And one of them was called the Saint Istvan. And I believe it was 1915, 1916. The Saint Istvan pulls out of its port, goes into the Adriatic, and 2 Italian torpedo boats go over there, fire 2 torpedoes at it, and it rolls over and sinks, and they actually capture it on film. They're rolling film when it happens. And it sinks without a shot fired. And it just kind of symbolizes the death of the Austro-Hungarian state. It just shows that this is what happens to large ships when you don't know what to do with them. And it's amazing. It's just this amazing moment in history. But that is more or less the end of their navy. They stopped sallying forth and they stopped trying to commit to anything. And it just shows that, stay strapped or get clapped, especially when it comes to navies. Also have escorts. Also have escorts. Probably a good idea. But back in the day, people didn't kind of understand the threat of torpedo boats so well. Sure, it was obvious to us looking back, and as historians, we are very, very guilty of looking back and going, well, obviously. But back then, they didn't know so much. Oh, let's see, what can we do to piss off the United States? That's a lot of money. Yeah, you know what? Let's take the money for now. I know I could have boosted my GDP, but I just want to piss off the U.S. I want to see if I can take them. I want to see if I can... Oh, man, we're almost at war with the U.S. Then I can use the war to bankroll my industrial plans. Now, this sounds a little nefarious, but I assure you, this is fairly normal. I'm just gonna sit there and fight like a Krupp, more or less. Yeah, that's what you do. So I have a lot of advanced technology, and I'm slowly keeping my funds above my naval balance, but I need to go to war in order to afford all the plans I want. However, I have to buy time. So let's see. United States. One of the profound politicians was assassinated in cold blood, and the government accuses that we are behind this. They ask for humiliating concession. Oh, really? How about no? All right, let's go fight the U.S. The U.S. wants to fight. We just got our war budget. So first thing we're going to do is sponge that up. There we go. And then we are going to probably commit to an even more ridiculous battleship design, which is wartime. So what I have to do is I have to take my Navy, and I need to put my Navy absolutely on the outside here. And I need to make sure that they can't get through. I don't think the American Pacific Fleet is going to go all the way around the world to fight me, but it might. So I need to put as much of my Navy out there as I can just to be an asshole. And what I'm going to do is if the American Navy doesn't come out and fight me, I will then send my Navy off the East Coast and see if I can't start fucking with them. Now, if their Navy's too strong in the East Coast, what I can then do is I can send my Navy to the Mediterranean and get them to come in here and I can fight them. Or I can go down to the Caribbean where I can start pulling them out of the Gulf of Mexico and then maybe annex Florida. Italian Florida sounds kind of fun, you know? Man, imagine the fusion of Cuban Italian food. Yeah, could I get a... Oh, man. I'm just having trouble visualizing it, but I think that means it's fun. So, here's to ruining history. Cheers. All right, we're going to roll into the North Atlantic. My boats have limited range, but that's fine. I'm just going to sit there and build my new destroyer fleet. Looks like some stuff has changed in the Middle East. That's fine. I have some destroyers left. I have some ships left. I'm going to go put those in the Red Sea just as a blocking force, including the Exporto. I forgot I made that. What kind of ship is this? It's the Exporto. But I'm going to put some of my Navy in the Red Sea just to prevent convoy interdiction. And I also have some guys off Mogadishu, which I'm going to put there. A lot of people don't know this, but the Italians ran Somalia for a good long time. So much so that pasta, kind of popular there, believe it or not. All right, I'm going to put some ships off Mali. And then, yeah, that'll work. I'm just going to have my Navy hang out. And I'm going to dare the Americans to come over here and do something about it. I'm going to do the Italian thing. I'm going to throw hand gestures, and if they won't come over here and do anything, I'm going to have to go over to America, which is fine. I just need to plan for it first because it's expensive. That's why. Fleet operations are expensive, and the North Atlantic is huge. The North Atlantic is very, very big. The weather is very bad, and a lot of people don't know how bad. But, oh, wow, France had a revolution. Venezuela and Netherlands want to buy ships. See, that's what you do. You just maintain a shipyard that can build ships to world spec, and we just keep building. And we're going to slowly train up our Navy until they are less crap. But it looks like the American Navy is defending. It's a raid to defend. They're starting to move the Pacific. Oh, yeah. See, they're moving the Pacific Squadron around South America. So I'm good holding my defensive position off of Casablanca and Rabat and Portugal. And if the Portuguese Navy complains, I'll sink it. I'll be like, hey, knock, knock. And they're like, who's there? And I'm like, doesn't have a Navy. And they'll just make a sad face. All right, look. They don't seem to want to come over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start assembling a task force of my battleships. Not my destroyers, because my destroyers have extremely limited range. So I'm going to take my battleships, and I'm going to put my battleships into a formation as best I can. I'm going to keep the destroyers over here just as a son of a bitch measure, because I can run my destroyers attritionally into their navy, no problem. And I can keep doing that, and they will not like it. They will go, why? And I'll be like, because I can. Because I actually built sufficient forces for this. Now that I've got my ships out there to be a son of a bitch, I'm going to keep, let's see, I'm going to take the Exporto. I'm going to take you and put you in that group as well. I'm going to have a mix of pre-Dreadnought designs, and they're all going to be terrible, but that's okay. That's okay. They're all terrible. And I'm going to just build them all up and do my best. So I've got my Navy kind of waiting off the Horn of Africa with 2 more units in the Red Sea. So if they come through the Red Sea, I'll form up in multiple places just to be able to ambush them. I need to cause incremental attrition to their Navy because they will be very far from friendly shipyards. Now we need to get into politics here and make sure that everyone is happy with us as best we can, because I don't need another war. Britain thinks I'm all right. China thinks I'm okay. Austro-Hungarian Empire, Japan, who cares? The Spaniards may be a little uppity soon enough. So let's do our best and then be belligerent as we can be. All right, so we've got our task force. Let's go raid Maine. Let's go be weird. Let's go to H.P. Lovecraft country. Let's go show people the color from space, which is the Italian tricolor. Let's just go over there and see what we can do. My ships will be probably at the sheer limit of their operational range. And running a large navy across the world is not easy. Okay, so my navy is halfway across the Atlantic. Looks like the American Navy is sending out a lot of forces. Probably emptying Wilmington, Norfolk, Philadelphia, New York. New York and Philadelphia both were massive shipbuilding centers for a very long time, to include numerous capital ships. All right, the Italian fleet is at 60% fuel, so we might be able to actually put some guys off Portland. Now, our best guess is, okay, torpedo boats, cruiser squadrons. Looks like they're moving up the coast, so we're going to be facing a lot of reinforcements as they spill in. But, fuck them is the response. Let's go see if we can invade Maine. Let's see if we can invade Maine as the Italians. After Maine, I'm going to take Boston. We're going to have the Italian Sea Party. Get it? Because instead of the T, I'll be quiet. All right, the center party won in the... Oh, wow. Look, a boat. And damaged it. They sent a boat. You know what? Fuck them. If they don't want to defend their coast, I'm taking it. Naval invasion. Maine. We're gonna take Maine, boys. To hell with Spain. We take Maine. We're gonna do our best. We're gonna take it from them. If they don't want to defend their territory, that's on me. That's on me to act, I mean. Now, after this war, I may scrap some of my older Navy, just keep up appearances with the Joneses. But if the American squadrons don't want to do anything, I have my home and away game. My home game is going to be all those destroyers that I can just send out one at a time, like bad guys in a Jackie Chan movie. I can just attack them one at a time and slowly whittle their forces down. And I don't have to destroy them. I can lose fleet after fleet after fleet after fleet, so long as I force them to retreat to repair, because that will take them forever. They will have to cross the whole Atlantic, or they will have to inter themselves in a neutral port and try to make repairs, which will take forever, because the closest ports that they could probably repair at would be Rabat and Morocco. And those are limited port facilities. They're going to be sitting there with 800 ships lined up trying to get repairs, and it will take forever. Ah, Britain and China went to war. Opium War 2, Electric Boogaloo. All right, so I don't have enough tonnage, it looks like, to invade, which is unfortunate. Or is it? I'm going to send in more invasion forces, and I will also detach one squadron of my heavier destroyers to come down here. And you know what? I think I will send 2 squadrons. What are these? Yeah, let's send these guys. They're going to find this mission impossible. Get it? Because Italians. All right, we're gonna send those guys across the Atlantic just to be sons of bitches. Now, I need bigger, heavier, nastier ships, which I don't have, because Italy. So we need to design ships that we can use for global operations, because I have a Mediterranean-sized navy, and fighting people on the other side of the world is really a bit much. So let's see what we can build. Mamma mia, 25,000 tons. That's a big boy for this time period. I will name you Wide Tom, which is going to be fine for now. Let's do standard battleship speed and break history. That's decent range for this time. Multiple expansion steam engine induced boilers. We're going to go with Krupp armor. Krupp is an interesting company. They've been around for 400 years. They've outlasted every government that's ever hired them. They're one of those entities in history. Krupp in Shadowrun is not that far off from Krupp in real life. Not at all. So, what we do... can I put this close to... Oh, God, what a terrible citadel. We won't be doing that. All right, so we have lots of smonk. Smonk stacks can escape. And we're gonna see about putting the big boy guns on this. 13-inch guns in this time period are pretty scary. Look at that. Oh, man, that's cutting edge for this time. Now, for secondaries, I think I could do 16-inch guns. That would be all right. Not 16-inch. 6-inch dual guns there in the wings. That would be all right. And I'll move you slightly forward so you have better traverse. There we go. Guns in the wings. Very good. And we'll do with a 6-inch secondary battery. Just to annoy people. Now, I could put torps on this, so I will. And let's make sure these have barbettes, because nothing says fun like not exploding. I also can put some little bitty guns on the side to deal with torpedo boats, and also to give the bridge crew some pretend feeling that they're helping, you know, and so they can be like, I'm doing my part, even though they're not. They're really not doing their part. They're just existing, which is okay. You want your bridge crew to feel like they're helping, even though you know they're not. They're up there yelling and stuff, and you're like, oh yeah, you go. And then you just roll your eyes. So let's go and put a monster belt on this thing, and then we're going to try to armor the shit out of her, because that's what you need to do. And then that Citadel armor, yeah, we're going to make that thick. And then, there we go. And we're going to put 18 inches on the conning tower, and we're going to make the superstructure bulletproof as well, because we want to protect that flag lieutenant as he starts his career. He might be important someday. That's a lie. And we're gonna go ahead and build this out. I think I might build 4 of these. These are going to be very, very expensive. That's why I'm going to build 4 of them. And if you think that's ridiculous, the United States Navy did the same thing. A lot of their dreadnoughts and super dreadnoughts, you see them being built in tandem. So like the New York class, New York and Texas, you build 2, then you wait a few years and see if technology gets better. You don't go all in from the get-go. It's not until wartime where you see people starting to build like 4. So we'll build 2 wide toms for now, I think. There we go. Let's see. Yep. And I'm going to put these in... You know what? I'm going to put these guys at La Spezia, which is later a submarine base, I believe, by World War II. I know U-boats operated out of there. La Spezia is up here, for those of you who are curious. And those of you who wanted to know, you've read a lot about the Battle of Taranto. That's down here in the heel, all right? So we're building our ships, and yeah, it's going to be 18 months till I build them, or finish building them. So the war will probably be over by the time these things hit operational. It's also going to take a lot of tonnage to be able to invade Maine. But if we have an Italian Maine, then we're going to get a very interesting Stephen King, aren't we? Can you imagine the horror stories that come out of Maine with Italian Maine? All right, we're sinking some of their transports. One of my battleships, Exporto, just got caught by an American task force. New Hampshire, battleship New Hampshire, and a handful of cruisers. We need to fight this. This was one of the ships we designed last time for export only. And naturally, we had to build a handful of them because we wanted to prove that, you know, they were watertight. So, one battleship versus... That's a battleship? That is a sad fuck... You know what? Fuck them. Here we go. Exporto, with all of its mighty turrets. Alright, let's switch to HE and HE because I don't like them. And, yeah. 10-inch guns and 8-inch guns. Not bad. Not bad at all. So you've got 10-inch guns on the wings, you've got 10-inch guns on the wings, you've got 8-inch guns on the rear wings, and you've got 10-inch front fore and aft. So this is not a bad battleship design. It's just not really practical for, you know, open ocean. It's designed to do kind of what armored cruisers do. You have a lot of guns on the side. No torpedoes, nothing too crazy. But a reasonable operational speed, 24 knots in this time period, is like a fucking Ferrari. I may also overhaul the Exporto design to build more of them, in addition to the wide tom. Yeah, ships make a lot of smunk. Looks like we've got the enemy spotted, and he is on low fuel, so I'm presuming these are ships operating from the Gulf, or this is the Pacific Squadron finally coming around to do stuff. I'm going to use my advantage in speed to be a bully here. Speed is a life. Also, the armor is very thick. And I can be very belligerent. However, my range finding doesn't seem to be up to snuff at the moment. So, I've got a whole lot of guns on the side, which is fantastic. And I'm just going to be a bully. Here we go. You know, let's slow down to make him think he can catch us. Also to give my gunners a chance. Time to seek the American fleet. How dare you? How dare you shoot at me? Ooh, that's a hit. Yeah, go ahead. Keep shooting. Keep shooting. Exporto. With the power of shells. Ooh, flooding. Not good on him. He's going down at the bow. That's really bad flooding. He's having some oopsie doodles right there. He's got a fire. Oh, look, there's their battleship. We should sink that. That should definitely make me feel better. They're almost getting through my belt, which is unacceptable. So I'm going to destroy their everything, because that makes me feel better. The American battleship design is about a generation behind. It's not a good boat design, but I need to stay out of range of their torpedoes, so let's bring this up to about 16 knots. Because nothing says oops like getting torpedoed. Get out of here, New Hampshire. Alright, battleship New Hampshire is sinking. Did they ding the funnel? Oh, they only dinged it. Excellent. Goes superstructure armor. Is that it? You're just gonna peck at me with little guns? What happened to you? You know what? I'm just gonna set you on fire. As you try to bonk my boat. And we're gonna put this on auto and on auto. We're gonna let them use AP if they think they can actually get it to not overmatch. Looks like we got the range. Alright, let's keep swinging around. They're using smonk to try to hide themselves, which... Why? I'll give them smonk. Oh yeah, Oklahoma's sinking. Oof. Yeah, it looks like we got a little bit of fire on the deck, but not a lot. So let's just keep rolling, shall we? I'm going to make them advance through their own navigational hazard here. So let's just keep cruising along. I might just send Exporto down the coast to hunt. If I've got this advantage over their navy, might as well start seal clubbing. Yep. I could probably eat a few squadrons. The only thing is if I get mobbed, lots and lots of little torpedo boats are going to be a problem. Alright, there's the San Francisco sinking. Alright, let's see. Montgomery. Time to go down, buddy. I win. So, how do you like your meatballs? 36 men lost to 1,600 lost. I think I just need to go down. I need to go down the coast and just start bullying them now because they started this. I actually started this, but I'm gonna be very Italian about it and be like, "Why you start the war?" And they're like, "I didn't." I'd be like, "Why you disagree with me? He's no nice." No, I will not sign a peace treaty, America. You decided to shoot at my ships instead of just letting me have Maine. I should be allowed to have a little bit of Maine as a treat, and you wouldn't let me. So now I have to be mean. Alright, let's see. There's my one battleship that fought you in the middle of the ocean. I'm gonna go sit off New York Harbor and see what you do about it. Let's see what America does. Let's see what America does. Right? Let's see what America does. This is gonna be good. Come on, America. What do you got? Alright. Yeah, Exporto. No. Let's play. I'm just gonna sit off your harbors. I have an okay chance to succeed at a naval invasion. I need more tonnage, so I'm gonna bring over another 26 destroyers to act as a screen, more or less, and also help ferry guys ashore. I don't think I'll be able to take Boston, though. That will take an enormous amount of forces, but good enough. I'm just going to be as belligerent as I can as Italy, because nothing lasts forever, and I know sooner or later this game is going to punish me for my hubris, which is alright. I mean... You get what you get. Oh, cool. We finished our shipyard. Let's go ahead and keep building shipyard capacity. I can lower the transport capacity because I'm at 200%, which is fine. Naval training is... I'm slowly starting to get my Navy trained up, which will slowly bleed away in attrition between wars, and that's realistic. I think I can keep the American fleet away from me. I think I can. I think I can. We'll see. Remember, you'll miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott. I said that out loud to somebody, and they said, well, which one is it? And I said, both. And they didn't get it. And I felt old because The Office is... I mean, God, I've met people from India who know what The Office is. But I guess it's one of those things where a lot of people consume the memes and not the media. They have that Wikipedia view of things. You tell them about a show or something that made you chuckle, and rather than going and watching it, they'll just say, they'll go on Reddit and be like, catch me up on X, and someone will give them 4 paragraphs, and they would go, I got it, rather than go and read the book or what have you. All right, England likes me because I'm bullying America. They don't let the War of 1812 go easily, I guess. But yeah, looks like Boston is sneaking boats out one at a time. Looks like we're slowly getting the forces necessary. Looks like the American fleet is slowly pulling people out of New York Harbor. So I'm going to sit off of Cape Cod and hope the Americans try to do something. I really want them to try to do something because Exporto is a very good ship. Okay, looks like we actually have a fight now. We actually have a fight. So we could probably break the resolve. If nothing else, I want Italian Maine because it's shaped like a mitten, And, okay, that's sad. They're done. It's shaped like a mitten, and Italy is shaped like a boot, so I can get the full wardrobe. Looks like we're having a fight. The American fleet is going around Africa and trying to get in through the Red Sea, like I thought, so this is why I put my navy out here. They've got a battleship, some cruisers, and what have you. This is going to be a pretty vicious fight because they have much more tonnage than I do. But I guarantee you they're going to be low on fuel. They're going to be low on everything at this point. So I am going to swing so hard and really fuck them up. This is a different battleship. And look at them turrets. Look at them turrets. Fancy, huh? They stacked them up. See, this is before they did super firing turrets where you have a turret and then another turret shooting over it, which you see kind of in World War II ships as a given. Before that time period, believe it or not, in pre-Dreadnoughts, they used to just stack turrets one on top of another, which is crazy, but they did it. So I have speed and they don't. Now, these are my okay torpedo boats. They don't have lots of torpedoes, but they should be okay. So let's go find the enemy with the Italian fleet. I need to make sure that we are just setting everything on fire. I need to make sure that we are being as nasty as possible. And if I lose these guys, that's okay. I have several more navies positioned up the Red Sea that can ambush them at several points. I need to try to disable their big ships, because if I disable the battleships and cruisers, they will not be able to land troops. At least not easily. Alright, and smonk. Let's lay some smonk it down. There we go. Can't see them, they can't see me, but I know their last heading. So we're gonna take a guess, continue rolling at speed. Yep, they're starting to see me again. I have 3-kilometer range on these torpedoes, which is a blessing. And our objective is going to be to try to knock that battleship out. Everything else is gravy. Oh yeah, they know what I'm going for. Yep. Now that battleship probably has the secondaries necessary to sink my boys here. And these are fairly large as destroyers for the time. You know what? Fuck you, Fargo. Your name is Fargo. The show is depressing. Oh no, you sink. Oh, he shot a torpedo back. I've hit him with 4 torpedoes. Fargo going down. Now, as a cruiser, he only has... I see that torp coming to my guys. I see him. He missed. As a cruiser, he only has 163 guys, so these are not very big as cruisers at all. I'm holding my turrets because I want this battleship. I want that sweet, sweet battleship meat. 2 of my destroyers are pulling off because they've taken damage, which is about expected. I may not be able to get a torp run in on the battleship just because of the weight of fire they have. They have a lot of anti-torpedo boat guns, which was common at this time period. The battleship is also throwing his weight around. What kind of a battery he... Oh, 13-inch guns and 6-inch guns, plus a shitload of lighter secondaries. Oh, man. I'm hoping to see if one of my guys can sink another one of their ships, but I doubt it. Alright, hit him. Come on, you can do this. Anything we can do to cripple their fleet is going to be... Oh, he released torpedoes. Damn it. Not so great, this. Fargo's not sinking. He actually designed it well. Now its engines are out, and he has a lot of damage. Looks like this is not a big battleship, but the 13-inch guns are certainly, big boy guns. Say the least. Now, they look like little squat showed guns, which means I'm likely to believe that they are lower velocity guns. You know, they're probably something like black powder, or brown powder at least. We'll see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to circle. I'm going to do my circling while my guys reload these torpedoes. They're continuing to fight my other little torpedo boats, and having mixed results, really, which is fine. I've got their battleship burning, which is hilarious. They are going... Oh, he's ramming like an idiot. So the Americans may win this battle, and that's okay. That's okay. We're starting to cause a lot of very uncomfortable damage here. Alright, full left rudder. Oh, he's starting to sink. That's a bastard. Yeah, they're losing some boats too, but not enough. I'm not going to win this battle. But I got very, very big for my britches, which happens. You start getting that mindset of I think I can, and sometimes you're wrong. That's okay. But all I have to do is keep being belligerent. This is the first naval engagement off Africa, and there's going to be more. Ooh, that was a direct hit. It wasn't even a torp that did that one. Now, I did a lot of damage to the North Dakota, as you can see. There is some flooding. One torp did hit. Its rudder is damaged. He's going to be pretty hard-pressed to do anything with that ship, though. Now, you do have 2 heavy cruisers left, 2 light cruisers, and some torpedo boats. The next naval action is going to try to peel more of those off, more of those off, more of those off. And I'm hoping to slowly diminish his naval invasion force to where he cannot land troops, and he cannot penetrate further into my territory. Throwing them a few at a time, a few at a time, a few at a time is what you want to do. Deplete their ammunition stockpiles, run their crews down, make everyone really fucking tired, and then just keep hitting them around the clock. So he wins this one, and that's okay. That's okay. Now we're going to have a big fight with the torpedo boats off of the East Coast. So you can have multiple theaters of operations going on simultaneously, and you can win some and lose some, so you need to make sure your forces are dispersed. I have lost campaigns in this game because I was foolish, where I had everything committed to an invasion and nothing at home, and the enemy went all the way around the world to kick my ass. That can happen. If you get too cocky, you die. Battleship, heavy cruiser, light cruiser, torpedo boat. I want those battleships. All right, boys. We're going to do the mosquito boat squadron attack. We're going to do that, and yeah. The weather is shit. It's a bit foggy, so this will work in our favor. Looks like we're very low on fuel, and they're probably very good on fuel, so we will not be able to use blazing speed. We're only going to be able to do 17 knots. Alright, are we ready? By the way, as someone who has actual diagnosed autism, not internet self-diagnosed autism, as someone who has the credentials for being weird, I just want to say this. If you have an autistic friend, buy them Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. They'll be happy. Trust me. Just tell them, hey buddy, I found you a game where you can be a navy in the 1890s to the 1950s and intricately design very specific things. Trust me, they'll think you're the coolest person ever. If they don't like it, then that means they're probably not a boat nerd autist. They're probably going to be a train nerd autist. It's two very basic camps. Some people are both. Some people are into planes. That's rarer. But yeah, just say like, hey, I heard you like boats, and you get them the boat game, and you'll start getting screenshots of very specific rants on design constraints of the 1890s. They'll be like, the transverse bulkheads really changed the game, and you'll go, that's great. Just saying, if you're looking for something to get your autistic friends, boat game or train game, they love both. City builders, not so much. That's more your friend with ADHD or OCD. They love them city builders. They'll talk about how nice, neat, tidy, and clean they've made their cities. They're like, look at the roundabouts. And they're not wrong. It just makes you wonder why they didn't get into city planning, right? I'm going to do what I can to be very aggressive with torpedoes because I can't seem to see the enemy. That's fine because they may not be able to see the torpedoes, which is also fine. Giuseppe Cesare. See if you see that. Cesare, I believe. Or Cesare? It's been a while since I've had to speak Italian. And I speak Italian pretty poorly. Oh, he's going right, but... Oh, nope, got him on the tail. Take that, Arkansas. I'm going to have some comments from someone who lives in Arkansas. And you know what they'll say? You're right. Everyone I've met from the South, if you make fun of their state, and then you point out you grew up in the South, they'll be like, you're right. Now, if you grew up in the North and said that, they'll fight you. Just saying. They'll be like, Yankee carpetbagger. I got friends of mine, though, from all over the South, and, well, most places. I've got friends all over, but it's easier to make fun of a place if you grew up near it, and you're very generous with your insults and then self-deprecate in between. Okay, I think he might sink. He's got a lot of sinky there. Not so great. Giuseppe Cesare Abba. He has sunk. Oh, he's going down at the nose as well. Looks like the only place is not flooded are the boilers and engine space. Which, that'll spill over very quickly. Your boat, not designed to do that. You tend to break its back if the front and the rear are taking on water, because it bends in the middle, and it does that whole baguette thing. Doesn't do well. Alright, there's the New Mexico. We're going to do what we can. Now, he is in the middle of our crescent here, which means everybody who can is going to start just teeing off with torpedoes on him, and he's going to have to do a dance as these things start coming in. However, I'm going to conga line towards the enemy, because it looks like I broke their formation, because there's some cruisers over here and this battleship out in front. So he kind of goofed a little bit. Also, he doesn't really have a great top speed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change formation to line abreast and see if we can get these guys to suddenly be very, very annoying. I also sank his torpedo boat friend. And regardless... Oh, torps are starting to hit. There we go. So even while my ships are not that fast, the torpedoes are. And even though the torpedoes aren't that great, I got a lot of them. And now that I went to line abreast, Everyone is going to be turning toward this guy. And it's going to be fun times. And we're going to just chase him down and bully him. Okay, that one exploded. And this happens. Torpedoes of this time period are really not great. They're really not great at all. Ow! No, cardboard is not armor. But if you're having to use main battleship guns on torpedo boats, you're in trouble. You're definitely in trouble. And if you don't know why you're in trouble, ask your autistic friend. They'll explain to you probabilities and circular error probable versus moving small targets on a rolling ocean. They'll be like, you have no idea. They'll do some kitchen sink math. They'll show you how wrong you are. And you'll make them happy by letting them do it. Just let them do it. Trust me. As an autist, trust me on this. You want to help your friends. Get them a boat game or a train game. They like these things. In between, there's also the radio autism people. These people have, like, Commodore 64 computers. They also have, like, Morse keys and telegraph keys just hanging around. Alright, we're going to turn a little bit here, because he's taken on some water. He's slowed down a bit, but it looks like while there is fire burning all over this guy, he's going to need some more torps. Like this many. Dud, dud. Oh, and some that aren't. So he's got what we like to call a progressive flooding event. If you say that sounds like a really fancy way to say sinking, you are correct. It is a very fancy way to say, ow, sinking. Ah, Bersiglieri. He's coming in. Bersaglieri. My bad. So it looks like this guy he's taken some hits, but not all of them. Alright, let him in. Oh, those are some hits. Come on. Come on, you son of a bitch. Roll over. You top-heavy, cage-mastered motherfucker. Go into the water. Are you too good for your home? Bartolomeo Colleone. Solodoro. Man, these are some great ship names. Fancy. Marconi. Zinco. Da Harpe. Shire? Man. More torpedoes. It's vitamin T. Oh! Oh, that's more for you. Let the water in. He's like, why? He's got really good bulkheads. He's taking torp after torp after torp, and he's like, I'm fine. Uh-oh. There's too much water. You're losing that buoyancy, buddy. He's trying to hold it off. It's not gonna last, though. More torp boats coming. Even though it's a lousy angle. That is way too close. He's refloating. Well, not after that. Oh! That's a bad one right there. Yeah, that's a magazine going up. Still not sinking. That's a good ship design. Gotta note that. If ever I fight these things in the future, it actually has really, really good damage control. Or a very competent crew. Alright, oh, there he goes, New Mexico down. Alright, let's turn around and bully the rest of the fleet. This is very important. Oh, wow, my guys are already on it. Looks like this guy didn't get the memo, and he's coming back in versus the torp fleet. He's like, I'm here to save the battleship, which is burning over there. I've been laying down smoke screen and it's very foggy, so probably not going to work well for him. Alright. Wow, Bersiglieri needs a new captain. Not that great. Looks like he is slowly cruising in. Let's take a look at his ship. Oh, uh-oh. Well, that's not good for him. 7-inch guns. A lot of anti-torpedo boat guns, though. 2-inch guns, 4-inch guns. A lot of quick-firing guns. Uh-oh. Oh, that's not good at all. Oh yeah, more torps coming in. It's time for torps. It's time for torps. It's time for torps. Oh, and they missed. Skire. What the fuck? He's like, I try, Papa Tex. And I'm like, it's okay. I know your mom. She are proud of you. It's weird we're sinking a ship named Columbus. But, you know, we're the Italians. We're like, only we are allowed to have a Columbus. Ah, Sparaviero. San Spiridon. Oh, look, Libya. Falco. Cagney. Alessandro Poriero? Poriero. Buongiorno. Arrivederci. Alright, we're going right back at him. He's not gonna like this. He's gonna be like, why? Why the torpedo boats? Because the Navy is not so good. So we use a lot of Navy. This guy's like, what have I gotten myself into? So he's had a bad day. He's got some flooding. He's starting to heal over. This boy is way too tall to be in the open ocean. That or he's way underloaded, which, wow. Listen here, Monopoly ship. We're gonna fight. You know, I found something out interesting, is the game Monopoly has a lot of different variations. I know it does, but different regions have different parts in them. So in the American Monopoly, we have the Scotty Dog, the car, the money bag, the iron, the boot, and then when I was a kid, there was a battleship. It was like a Great White Fleet ship. It looked kind of goofy. I think it was a St. Louis class or something, but it looked goofy. And then I know that different regions have different toys, and I know they've changed stuff out over the years. Because they were like, nobody likes the iron, or nobody likes whatever. But I've also found that different regions just have completely different things. Alright, now we're coming up, and we're gonna torp him again. But not with the Bersaglieri. Solodoro, Fancy and La Harpe, Bartolomeo Corleone, Marconi, Zinco, Nibio, Giovanni Acerbi. Yeah, we got some good boats. These are great names. It's better than when I played as the Chinese Navy and it was just Y-hull number. Nothing had any name. I was like, oh, come on. Gotta be named something neat. They're all formed up on Bersaglieri, which has no captain, and it also has damaged steering. So, excellent job forming up on the ship that's about to heel over on its own, if not using its lifeboats as pontoons to turn on. Oh, shit. Someone just hit it just right and it blew up. Well, that does happen. Ships sometimes just explode. So 225 lost versus 1,800 lost. Oof. Oof. Alright. Oh, Exporto has to fight a whole navy. So about that testing of ships, I guess. This is where I've put my money where my mouth is. Oh, fuck. Oh, God. One battleship versus a whole fleet. This could be a challenge. Regardless of how fancy my boat is, they have a lot of boat that I don't. And if the Exporto does well, I'll build more of these, and I'll build a refined version of them, because this is a damn fine boat so far for the era I'm in. I don't think it's going to be fine forever. And the game makes a hilarious sound when ships are loading. Listen, it goes, what? What? And I'm like, what? Here we go. They've spotted me. I haven't spotted them. I wonder how they spotted me. Oh, wait. The cloud coming over the horizon. That's how. Alright, here we go. I need to do the damage I can while I can. Speed is my friend. Speed is my friend. Actually, let's let them choose whatever, because my AP seems to work against these hulls. Otherwise, I typically do lots and lots and lots of HE. Just because I'm uncertain how it is and I want to do as much damage as possible. But yeah, here we go. Who says my all guns on the side idea is dumb? Now who's dumb? Still me, but I don't care. Oh shit, that was a good hit. I don't even know what it is, but we hit it real good. Okay, the torpedo boats are coming in. They think they sank a cruiser. They don't know. Alright, let's shoot that torpedo boat. It's too close. I don't like it. Oh, hit. Hit, hit. Yes. Go down, you son of a bitch. Yes. Alright. Let's shoot the Brooklyn. Good hits. Goddamn good hits. This ship's crew is now considered regular because it sank so many vessels. They're drowning in XP. Exporto is a good boat. Wow. One good hit and the Pittsburgh blew up. Good goddamn. Alright, let's slow down. Let's give my guys a chance to shoot. We have a fighting chance here. Yeah, we're doing good. Goddamn. Take that, Ariel. Yeah. That is not going so well for him. See these guys over here in the smonk? Trying to do their job. Not today, fucko. Exporto. That's a lot of fucking damage. That's a lot of damage. Come on, Youngstown. Youngstown races. Sing that song. Sinking, sinking. Now we shoot the Portland wrong. Oh, da doo da day. Come on. Oh god, another torpedo boat coming up. Since they get twerps in me, this could be bad, so you gotta watch your threats. Let us increase speed. Make his targeting very difficult. It'll take a minute. Ships don't speed up right away. We're increasing speed. Yeah, he's gonna have to try to keep pace. Got him! Alright, Eagle is next. Alright. Got him. Ooh, that's a good hit. Please. Please hit him. Yes. Alright, let's hit the Portland next. I have to watch out because they're boxing me in here. Portland, go down. This is going to be the most elite crew in the Italian Navy. Alright, I'm going to have to turn. San Diego and Kansas over there. Alright, Galveston's coming in. Gotta sink him. Gotta sink Galveston. Oh boy. Here she comes. Man, really short-range torpedoes. American torpedoes suck, and this is before the Mark 14 fiasco, so... Early poor investments. Holy crap, what a hit. Good job, guys. Good goddamn job. Alright, St. Paul. Keep swinging. That's bad. That is real bad. Pins on the front, going right through it. Their armor's made of paper. Partial pin. That thing is not doing well. I did get a ricochet on the end because of just angle. They're slowly whittling me down, but not by enough to be appreciable. Let's start concentrating on these cruisers. If we can sink these cruisers, I think we'll feel better. By feel better, I mean we'll earn more of them happy victory points, and we'll hopefully tell America that Maine is ours. Wow, cruiser down. All right, Seattle, you're next. Let's go. Let's go. I could have a whole fleet of these. These things are great. Well, good enough for now, right? Okay, torpedo boat is coming in. The Genesee. Genesi. Genazizi. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Alright. She's burning. I don't want these things to torp me, so I need to maintain my speed here. Alright, there it goes. Amsterdam. Get fucked. Their shells can't hurt me. We better maintain speed in case they can. Holy crap. He just went up. This is great. This is gonna be the saddest day in American military history. The time a battleship from Italy came over and sank the whole fleet. What are you guys gonna do? Keep going in circles? You can circle the wagons all day, partner. This ain't gonna help. Alright, Let's do it. Just one of those hits the belt and she blows up. Has a 10-inch belt, it says. Not that it seems to matter much. But da 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 da. Oh, a torpedo boat coming in. He sees an opening. There's another cruiser down. Oh god, he might get in. He's turning to intercept. He is launching a torp. Alright, hard over. I'm gonna take this one. I might take two. Nope, one avoided. It's a dud. That was his chance. You know what, I'm gonna go the other way now. Just in case they get ballsy again. He's got multiple torpedo boats there. Oh, wow. Alright, well that guy's to the bottom. Do the Mario. Dun 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 dun. Alright. Let's let Reno have it. And I'm gonna let the other side of the ship take a beating now. Glory to Exporto. There we go. Oh, Reno's going down quick. Reno's sinking. EB Hail. Go get fucked. Here we go. Keep going, boys. Yeah, their torpedo boats are not taking it. They're having to ram their own torpedo boats to get at me. We've got 3 torpedo boats chasing with that light cruiser, all who have torps. I gotta sink some of these guys. Holy crap, we missed and hit a guy and now doing catastrophic damage. Alright, the Green Bay is going down. Sorry, Wisconsin. This is what World of Warships players wish they could do. Take that, Kansas. Alright, St. Paul, let's do it. Alright, their weight of fire is actually starting to do damage. 20% of my hull's been eaten away. They will slowly eat and strip the armor off this thing. Which is going to be a bastard. Ow. Oh yes. Take that, San Diego. Who would win? One export battleship or the entire American fleet? I am taking losses now. Fires are no joke. And if they can't pin the armor, they can burn me down. Yep, they're starting to crack my armor. Alright, boys. Don't give up. Crocus. Keep swinging. I want that torpedo boat down and then I will kill the rest of the cruisers. I promise I will destroy you all. Exporto. Molto bene. I don't know why I would want other ships after this. This thing needs a framed picture of it. I mean, holy crap. What an excellent ship design. You got 4 8-inch guns and 4 10-inch guns. Pretty awesome ship design, really. Keep swinging, boys. I don't need no torps, I don't need no secondaries or tertiary guns. All I need is hot lead. Alright, one more ship left, the Rochester. Let's do it. Good God, clean sweep. Holy fuck. 165 people died on the Exporto versus 4,454. Good God. The Regia Marina has never had such a victory. Well, they might have once, but still, like, this is a holy shit moment. Watch the Italians in the comments be like, quit mocking us. It's alright, guys. I think you're fun, even if you hate me. You gotta get used to stuff like this. Alright, let's see. That one did alright. That did pretty okay. I'm gonna go into my fleet, and I'm gonna... Oh, I got rid of the Exporto class, which is unfortunate. I'm gonna get... Let's see. Gotta make sure... Yeah, Wide Tom is being built at La Spezia. So, holy crap. Now let's see what the American squadrons are trying. They've slunk back down to the tip of Africa. They're not willing to play that game. They're not willing to... Yeah, let's move Exporto back up here. Because Exporto is awesome. Can't believe I designed this thing for export. I should have kept them all. God. If only I had known how awesome these would have been. Let's see if America agrees to my terms. My terms are give me Maine and part of Canada. And they're like, we don't control Canada. And I said, did I stutter? Give me St. John. Give me Nova Scotia. I want to see Italian Trailer Park Boys. I've seen Italian Spider-Man. Let's see what they got. Building new ships. Come on. Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss. Let's see what they say. We're not that far off from having more of these guys. So, yeah, this is how it works. Come on. What do you got? United States has replaced the head of their admiralty. Oh, cool. I'm going to sink more of their transports. Netherlands wants to buy some more of our ships. So they see our performance in the American campaign, and they're like, fuck yeah. Looks like I have about a 50% chance to succeed in my invasion of Maine. Which if we get Italian Maine, holy shit. If we don't, we tried. But if we do, we're going to Boston. We're shipping down to Boston. And we'll see what the United States does. They're probably going to flip their shit. That or I will trigger, all of a sudden, other nations to start fighting me. Because they will see an ascendant Italian empire and be like, not again? They'll think I'm trying to do Nova Roma or something. You know, they'll be like, there will not be a new Rome in our time. And I'm like, but why not? But why not? Well, I could go take Byzantium. I could go take the old stuff. All right, so I'm gonna auto-resolve this. There we go. They're trying to push through Africa. They're trying to push through to gain access to the Med, which is not going well for them. And looks like we failed in taking Portland from them. I'm going to try again. Looks like I'm not going to be able to do. Good Lord. It's going to take massive amounts of tonnage to, in order to invade more, which is unfortunate. So I'm going to set off their major ports best I can, and I'm going to move more of the destroyer fleet down the American coast. And I'm going to try to pretty much prevent the American fleet from doing anything. I see the American fleet is trying to get into Africa, which I don't care for. And I'm going to do my best to be more annoying. I'm going to put them down here by Djibouti and say, all right, run it. See if you got the stones to do it, buddy. Let's do this. Let's do this. I will fight you, sir. Oh, they didn't surrender. Oh, the Red Cross? You know what? Yeah, sure. We'll do an exchange. We'll do an exchange of prisoners and what have you. I'm going to just continue to sink your navy. Yep, and I'm going to do as much damage as I can as you try to run it. You're going to try to run through Venezuela, Netherlands, and Mexico. All want to buy my ships. And let's see. Can't believe we didn't get Portland, but we tried. And we have a pretty effective blockade going on here, so that's awesome. The American fleets keep trying to run through, but they can't seem to break through, which is good. And they're having trouble getting their ships around Africa because it looks like nobody wants to open their ports to them, which I understand. They smell a loser, and they're a loser losing to Italy. It's not a good time for them. And so far, I've managed to maintain the happiness of everybody. Looks like everyone is pretty happy with Italy for some reason. It's almost like I beat up a superpower and they're like, wow, okay, good God. And I'm like, molto bene. So let's see what we get out of this. Gonna just continue harassing and beating the piss out of them, which is kind of what you do when you're the smaller navy. I'm just sitting all my ships off the eastern seaboard. Blockading America is very, very difficult. And I would probably need 100 million tons of ships in order to invade it. So that would probably have to wait another 10 years until I can have a navy of sufficient size and task forces of sufficient size to be able to successfully invade Maine, Philadelphia, any of these other places. I might be able to take some of the shit in the Caribbean, but this is very much at the limit of my capabilities. And, you know, America wanted a piece of me, so a piece they shall have. So far, I'm just sinking lots and lots and lots of their transports. And it looks like the Spanish Empire might not be as receptive as I thought to a lot of my intentions, which is fair. That's more than fair. I think that they're probably a wee bit skeptical of Italy, which is fine. I'm going to build another austerity. I'm going to build an austerity Mark II, more or less, of Dreadnought, if I can. There, the fast Dreadnought hull. And it says it's happier at 24 knots, so let's build a Dreadnought at 19,000 tons, and let's make this a 25-knot hull. We're going to make this a very long-range boy, and I'm gonna do my best to make a improved version of this, and I'm gonna call this my global operations boat, but I'm not gonna name it that because that's not a cool name. I need something that's like way cooler, you know? I need something that actually scares people. I want something to be like, when they see it, they're like, holy fuck, it's the Italians. And I'm like, yeah. All right, let's see. Because I had 10-inch guns on the last one. So we're going to go with 13-inch guns because that's sexier. And it looks like they're not going to fit on this fucker. 13-inch, yeah, those are not going to fit on this side. What about 11? Ooh, those might. But I might just put them on as secondaries, and let's just do 8-inch secondaries all the way across. There we go. This is going to be a very good fleet operations boat, right? And then we do casemate guns, and then we can put whittle bitty guns up here so the officers feel like they're doing stuff. Like if you're having lunch on the mess or whatever, you can get in these little guns and be like, I'm helping. And everyone will nod, even though you're not. So there we go. Coincidence rangefinders, and this one actually gets some magic. This one's actually got a, radio, so you can talk to home, You can be like, what's going on at the soccer game? And people will tell you that your team sucks. All right, let's put some armor on this. Do we have induced boilers? Yes, we do. Engine efficiency is piss poor, so we're going to put another funnel on the other end so we can have slightly better engine efficiency. Still not great. More funnels? More funnels. Engine efficiency is now very good. Let's do really good Citadel armor so that people can't hurt our feelies as much. They can still hurt us, though. And then we're going to put the rest into the conning tower so that the officers are safe, right? This is what we do. We want to protect our very bold officers and their very fancy mustaches, because they will help us. All right, good. In the superstructure, we want to protect our funnels, right? Now, some people are screaming because they're going to be like, why? I'm also going to increase the length of these 2-inch guns, and if I can, the 8-inch guns, so we can get them velocities up. Oh. Actually, we call that increasing the caliber. Okay, and I'm going to call this one... good choices, Italians. Sforza. After Caterina Sforza, who I believe also went by the Tigress of Forlì, unless I'm thinking of the wrong person. Renaissance history for 500, Alex. Yeah, I always come up with really interesting observations, I guess. So what we're going to do is build this thing, and this is going to be essentially the destroyer of my battleship fleet. A lighter one in time, but certainly cheaper than the Wide Tom. I'm going to try to build 10 of them. Let's see if we can afford 10. Can we? Barely. Not really. All right. So I'm going to do what most navies do. I'm going to say, like, we build 10, and they're like, we don't have the budget for 10. I'm like, did I say 10? I meant 4. Unless you're the British, then you just build them all anyways and laugh. I'm going to put these things at Gibraltar. No. That's a different playthrough. I'm going to put these at Taranto. All right. In 9 months, we'll have not long toms. We'll have wide toms. And then I can start removing the austerity class. No, actually, why? Those things are so fucking good. No, that's the Exporto that's good. I only have 2 of them. The cheapos I'll have to get rid of, and the austerity ones I'll probably get rid of as I bring in my new battleships. But yeah, I think we will be on track, and hopefully I can force America to back down. I shall hope that America collapses under the weight of my meatballs. Where were you in the Great Italian War of 1906? The Great War has started. It began when Americans broke pasta in half. The Italians found the situation impossible. Yeah, I'm just hitting auto-resolve because it's sinking their boats just fine. Norway wants to buy boats. Of course they do. And yeah, the American squadrons can't get shit. So let's see if they will accept a surrender. Because if not, peace treaty. Yeah, let's see if they'll accept it. I need to retire my ships and begin building the Navy for the next war. If not, I'm going to need to be hyper aggressive. And I'm going to have to be brutal as possible. I'm just asking to see if they're interested in maybe not having a war. Maybe. Possibly. We'll see. If they are still interested in having a war, boy, I'm gonna have to come up with something extra spicy to kill them. All right, looks like they managed to make it through the picket in the Red Sea, which is fine. Yeah, America doesn't want to play ball. Okay. Let's move you guys down here. And we're going to do what we do best. We're going to be incredibly belligerent as the Americans come on down on us. The war will enter a new phase, which we will explore next time. They have stirred the meatball, and now they shall enjoy the sauce. Take care of each other. See you around.
That base covered in a plasma fire. The space car tearing off your nose. Great tide valid hunters steal all the wires. Librarians reading nasty prose. The cargo's quiet just as people know. Because it's pizza party night. The cargo techs help the crates all aglow. They're gearing up for a fight. They know that Checkers is on his way. He's loading guns and meth pills for the prey. And every great tight shit is gonna spy to see if there's good shit that they can buy. And so I'll tear apart this fucking clown for grognards and Tube Titus too. Although it's been done many times, many ways. Hail Cargonia, fuck you.